Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all like my face mask? Y'all like my face mask? I just got this yesterday. I'm so excited. For those of you all who are turning in, now I'm hot. For those of you all who are tuning in the first time, this is the Respect My Vote tour powered by Poetry versus Hip Hop and Respect and Hip Hop Caucus, or Hip Hop Caucus and Poetry versus Hip Hop. Doesn't matter which way you say it. We're all in this amazing game and opportunity together to excite everyone that is watching and can hear our voices, and will replay our videos over and over and over again to get out and vote. And Louisiana, looks like y'all are on a time crunch because early voting stops on Tuesday. So if you haven't gotten out and voted yet, I know that they're open today, tomorrow, and Tuesday. So make sure that you get out there. I mean, the Saints game is over. I heard the artist talking in the background. I was not paying attention. I'm not even going to flex like I was paying attention. But I heard the Saints game is over. So get out and vote. Why not? So you guys won. That's another reason to be excited. Who dat? And I think y'all are that. That's why y'all are. That's why it is important that y'all get out there and vote. My name is Queen Sheba, co-founder of Poetry versus Hip Hop, and behind me is DJ Knodat, co-founder of Poetry versus Hip Hop, and we are streaming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, at Status Network Studios in the southwest side of Atlanta. This is a Black-owned business, and we are very excited to be working with Jack and Annette, who keep things rolling around here. So before we even get started with the battle, so those of you who have been watching, we have already had 2 battles. This is our 3rd battle. We have 3 more battles, and the purpose of these battles is to power the Respect My Vote tour virtually so that everybody all over the country is excited and can connect to why voting is important, especially, and not to leave anybody out, but especially for the 18-year-olds who are new to voting this year. We want to make sure that you use your voice because your voice is your power. But before we get into that in the battle or the rules, we're going to have our opener. Every Poetry versus Hip Hop, if it's live on stage in your city, town, or country, or if it's virtual, we always have 1 to 3 opening artists to get you excited, to get you warmed up, to get you relaxed. So get whatever you need to get. Our show is only an hour and 10 minutes long. You're going to learn a lot. You're going to be excited. You're going to cheer. You're going to do a lot of things. So right now, while we're getting warmed up, please put your hands together for our opener. Her name is Iris P. She's a natural hair. Hello, natural hair. She's a natural hairstylist and an R&B singer. Please put your hands together for Iris P.
Iris, turn off mute. All right, you guys, we're gonna get this started. My name is Iris P. Southern tree, there, a strange brew, blood on the leaves, and blood as food. Black body swinging in the southern breeze. Strange fruit hanging from the poplar. Pastoral scenes of the gallant South, those big bulging eyes and twisted mouth, scent of magnolia for the crows to fly, for the rain to gather, for the wind to suck, for the sun to rise, for the leaves to drop. Here is the strange and bitter strange
Iris, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can we bring her back up on the screen, Jack? Can you tell people where your shop is in Louisiana in case they want to come? Are you booked? Are you booked and busy, girl? Do you have space on your calendar?
Y'all make sure y'all follow my hair page at Hair by Caddy, and you can find out all my information. We're on Bayou Road. It's going down. I can't wait for the city to get back to normal. We got the best people coming in here. We got Jay. Y'all know Jay the Barber, and y'all know Akil, and I'm Kat, aka Iris P. So y'all come see us on Bayou Road by Club Caribbean. You already know it's going down. Yep.
That's where you found. Well, you have beautiful teeth. I don't know who your dentist is, but you have amazing teeth too. Great teeth, great hair. That's got to be that supplements and taking care of yourself. Yeah, swing it again, girl. Swing it one more time. Swing. Hello. Yes, thank you.
I have an afro, so make sure y'all come see me if y'all want that fire press out. I got you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, I'm just starting my lock journey, and I heard that you can put braids in locks. I never thought about that. Like, you know, the beautiful color, purple and yellow and green hair that's been floating around Instagram. I was like, I never thought about putting braids in my locks. I might have to come down there and see you on Bayou Road in Louisiana. Thank you so much for opening the show for us. That was awesome. So here we go. We are about to get started. So this is how this all came about. So the Hip Hop Caucus has been doing rallies virtually since the beginning of the year because, of course, COVID shut down the entire world. And so earlier this summer, they sent out a call on Instagram and said, hey, tag your favorite poets. We're looking for poets to do poems about voting. And my homeboy Blue sent me the link and was like, yo, you got to get in on this. So I submitted my poem. They liked my poem. They played my poem in my home state where I'm from, Detroit, Michigan. They also played it in Georgia. And I started to talk with them because, you know, that's how things go. The world happens, the universe happens. And I was like, hey, do you know that me and my partner have a production company and a show called Poetry vs. Hip Hop? And they were like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. Let's partner and get people excited about voting. And I was like, heck yeah. They were like, heck yeah. So now the Respect My Vote campaign is powered by the Hip Hop Caucus, Poetry vs. Hip Hop, Poetry vs. Hip Hop, Hip Hop Caucus. Doesn't matter which way you say it. It is the Respect My Vote campaign where we're getting people excited all over the country virtually so that we stay safe. So make sure that when you are tagging and sharing the link and sharing this to your social media pages, please use the hashtag Respect My Vote. Okay, and so something else that's very exciting. Louisiana, your early voting is coming to a close on Tuesday. And if you have any problems voting at all, please make sure to use 866 Respect My Vote. I don't know if this is going to work today, but it's 866 Respect My Vote. Make sure that you do the little dance while you're doing that so that you don't forget. It's 866 Respect My Vote. 866 Respect My Vote. vote. No, it's not respect my vote. It's our vote. It's 866 our vote. 866 our vote. 866 our vote is the number that you call if you have any issues with your ballots. And also something interesting about Louisiana, your mail-in ballots are really up this year. You guys have really taken advantage of that. So that's super cool. I also have a mail-in ballot, so I'm excited to use that in the upcoming months. We still got upcoming days. We still got a couple days before we have to get ours in. So we have a battle today of 3 poets and 3 MCs. Poetry versus Hip Hop actually did go have a live show in New Orleans about 2 years ago. It was the end of September. We had I have some amazing friends that live down in New Orleans. We have Brick for President, my homie that lives down there, my homegirl Kelly Love Jones. We have some super dope slam poet friends that live down there. And so we brought them all together then, but today we have 3 poets versus 3 MCs, and they both have 4 minutes each. We're only going to have 3 rounds, and then you get to vote. And look, artists, this is what we found. Artists listening to my voice that are in the green room right now, don't forget to vote for yourself, because we had a tie on what show was that? It was the Georgia show. The Georgia show, there was a tie, and somebody did not vote for themselves, and so the next vote came in, and they actually lost. So artists that are listening to me in the green room, in the Zoom green room, make sure that you vote for yourself. Go right now, everybody that's watching this video, go to menti.com, and the code is 849143. 849143. And then as each round comes up, you're going to see the poet, you're going to see the MC, and then you get to vote only once. And since you're exercising your vote today, exercise it this week, Louisiana. Get out there and vote. Of course, you can vote on November 3rd and stand in line and bring out your friends and make sure that everybody around you in your neighborhood and your ward is registered to vote. You can do all that on November 3rd, but why? Why do it? Just go ahead and early vote before Tuesday's polls close. Okay, so in our first round, we have Nico versus Jay the Hustler. I want to give a big super shout out to Cess and to DJ Knodat for putting together this battle lineup. They've been working on it for days. They've been vetting artists, watching their videos, talking to dope people in the streets. So I'm super excited to introduce you all to these people. But actually, Jay the Hustler was in Poetry versus Hip Hop when we were in New Orleans, so I'm excited to see him again. But round 1 is Nico versus Jay the Hustler, and because it's the first round, they both have to pick a number 1 through 10. So, Jack, if you could bring Nico up to the screen for me. Bring Nico up to the screen for me, please. I'm gonna turn this around. Oh, there we go. All right, Nico, DJ Knodat has a number in her head from 0 to 10. You pick a number and tell us what it is out loud, 0 to 10. Just pick a number. All right, 6. All right, that's Nico's pick. And then Jay the Hustler. Jack, can you bring up Jay the Hustler? All right, Nico chose 6. Jay the Hustler, what number do you choose from 0 to 10?
To be honest, I didn't hear everything from the beginning, but the number I'm going to choose is 7. That's the number of completion, so I choose 7.
6 and 7. DJ Knodat, what was your number? 4. Your number was 4. So, Nico, you were closer. Do you want to go first or second?
Oh, let Jay, what you got? You trying to go first or last?
Yeah.
You good?
Oh, look, that's so nice of them.
Yeah, I'll go last.
Well, that's cool. That's so very cool. That's never happened before ever. Okay. That was great, brothers. We appreciate that. And okay, so that means Nico is going to go up first, and Nico is Team Poetry. And that means, and the next round is hip hop is going to go first, and then we just go back and forth just to keep it even. If you're out there and you can hear me, say yeah. Everybody say yeah. I know you can't hear me. Say yeah if you're in your phone. If you're on your phone. All right, thank you, artists. Thank you for chiming in. All right, so first up is Team Poetry, Nico. Put y'all hands together for Nico.
What's up, y'all? Y'all can hear me pretty good? Hopefully y'all can. All right, so this is a piece called Racism. I'm not going to get into too much of a preamble, but just make sure y'all exercise y'all right to vote. Racism. So what if we treated racism like a mental health condition? Made it illegal for racists to make little racist babies. The shit is sick and wicked. The parents parents should all be thrown into the nearest prison. And of course, that won't help cure their trauma. Just like prisons don't help stop the violence. We are violent because of social programming. Uncle James was involved when he sent the signal jamming. We too busy jamming, sampling John Wayne, killing natives for sport, children pretending to be their own murderers, of course. Tough conversations take you to some rough places, but your flag is a symbol of oppression worldwide. And so is your uniform, your badge, and the rest of the lies. And if that makes your sphinx a sphinx, it is sore, I'm sure. Well, maybe ice could cool it down. Maybe after they finish raping a Mexican woman, probably in front of little Mexican children who have all been separated from their families and in prison. Racism ain't no motherfucking mental health condition. Racism is a crime, pure and simple. A crime that's destroyed entire civilization. It is happening right here today, just like it happened on Black Wall Street yesterday. And all we keep asking is for you not to allow your police officers to take a life that does not belong to them. We did everything. We made hip hop to get your attention. You dancing, but you ain't listening. Soldier Slim said, and I quote, shout out Mario the Comic, white man kill a black man. You scream about self-defense. Break it down to manslaughter with all of the evidence. Ever since I've been here, been nothing but sin here. All you heard was the beat. It sounded cool, so you just looted our cupboards and left nothing in there for us to feed ourselves, not even the truth. Real liberation, respect, human dignity. Man, you won't even listen. Racism is a criminal enterprise intertwined with lies told by politicians who will place their knee on the backs of the oppressed from the time you know you were alive, and they will keep it there until you die. So we knelt. We just knelt. We knelt because our vocal cords were sore from screaming, I can't breathe. I know you say you couldn't hear me, but fuck, I was right under your knee. I know you felt the vibrations as I strained, gasping for air, screaming for my mother, but you just kept it there, nice and firm, hand in your pocket to make sure I was dead. I can't breathe. Yeah, Brother George, and neither can we. Racism. That's round one.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That was Nico, y'all, representing Team Poetry. So up next, we have Jay the Hustler. Jay the Hustler for Team Hip Hop. And right after this round, we're going to talk to both of them and see what they're doing in their neck of the woods in Louisiana and how we can support. So please put your hands together for Team Hip Hop for Jay the Hustler.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Huh?
Yeah. We can hear you.
Just want to make sure you can hear me. You hear me? If you can, what's up? What's up? What's up? You can hear me? Yeah. If you can, what's up? You hear me? My name is Jay the Hustler. And I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, man. Uptown, and you know what I mean? If you know anything about New Orleans, Louisiana, Uptown, then you know we are a victim of every kind of racism there is, and of prejudice and discrimination, but especially systemic racism. And when I look at violence, all I think about is how if police really did their job, you heard me, it wouldn't be so much, you know what I mean, if they was there to do what they were supposed to do. And with that being said, man, I have nightmares, you know what I'm saying, because I got two twin boys, and their mother, my wife, is white. You heard me? But just because her mother, you know, their mother is white doesn't mean that the cops, racist white cops, ain't gonna look at them like two black young men that's getting slammed out here like every other black young man and man that looks just like me and you. So with that being said, man, you know, I have that nightmare, and I wrote a song about it. Like to hear it go.
For the second time this week, a black man has been killed by police in an encounter caught on video. Disturbing images from both cases prompted good questions.
Man, justice for Desto. Yeah. I hope y'all never have this dream. Because for me, it's a reoccurring dream. A dream that I see every time I open my goddamn eyes. Yeah. Hope you never wake up and it becomes your reality. Because the never hits home until it hits home, you know? Yeah. Come on. I put this on the grave, but my grandmama, Belma, I'ma fight for my rights, because my mama was from Selma. Clearly, I'm a descendant of Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Mansa Musa, gold rings with the bling. Yeah, all the makings of a king, but they treat us like a curse. I know that we are president, but they treat us like a curse. I wonder why. It's like they want my fucking race erased off the fucking earth. They don't treat us like we equal. They treat us like we equal. Our life was living movie and our children are the sequel. Slam to the ground, stretched out like a limo. They tell me times have changed, but I didn't get the memo, because all I get is M-O-R-E. Hey, I took it, say no homo, but are we straight? No, I don't think so, homie, be far from it. But with that being said, I know a change is coming. Come on. Yes. I have a day in my head that I know will become a reality and not a dream. It's gonna have to for my family. You heard me? What blacks help whites, whites help blacks. But first, my people, we gotta help ourselves first. You heard me? Yeah. Don't be surprised if I burn up the flag on them. Yeah, might just burn up the flag on them. I love my black people. I wanted to brag on them, but instead of protesting, we flexing, we down on them. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. They talking to just my people. This goes out to whoever feeling oppressed, whoever feeling neglected, whoever feels failed by the system we protected. This is worse than the Vietnam War. Is this what my uncle went to Vietnam for? For the land of the free and the home of the brave, when really this land for me is the home of the slaves? Yeah, I thought they told me it was justice for all. But the last time I checked, it's just us in them bars. We gotta do better, we gotta do better. I don't talk to just white people, this goes out to whoever. Come on. I have a dream. And I will reiterate. For my family, yeah, my white wife, and my two mixed kids, it's gonna have to be a reality. There ain't nothing gonna happen to them. If you guys anybody in the world, I'm a man of my word. That song is streaming on all platforms. I am Jada Hustler.
That's Jada Hustler, y'all. Y'all put your cyber hands together out there. Please make some noise. Put your hearts up if you're on Facebook. From Jada Hustler. Jada Hustler, I want to say something very personal to you. I really appreciate that song because I am a biracial woman, and when the cops pull me over, they see a black woman. They don't see a biracial woman. And a lot of times people are always like, you have what? You have what? And I'm like, I don't have nothing to do with that. I was not there when my parents made that decision. But I am a black woman. I really appreciate that song, and I don't know, and people, when they think about being mixed, they don't even think about that, Latinos can be mixed, it could be Cuban and Dominican, that's mixed as well, or it could be Cuban and Italian, that's mixed as well. They're always like, black and white, that's the mix, but there's more than one mix, so I definitely appreciate that song, and that touched me for sure. And I pray that your sons never have to deal with any sort of hate or discrimination or police brutality or any harm that comes in their life. I hope, that they are covered in abundance and light and prosperity. So, just
in the blood. You heard me? And I'm prepared, definitely praying for the best and prepared for the worst. You know what I mean? But it's just a harsh reality. And like I said, I have a dream that one day it will come true.
That's what's up. So tell us what you're doing tell us where you are in Louisiana specifically. Where do you live specifically? What city, what parish, what ward? And tell us one thing that you're doing to help your community.
Definitely, from uptown, from uptown Louisiana, New Orleans, 12 Ward to be exact, right around the corner from Point High School, still, if people want, that's a pinpoint location, So from there, and man, I'm just definitely doing so much to try to push the culture forward. Definitely be definitely be one of the people in the city striving to be one of the ones that does push the culture forward, and also more than anything to unify. Stop competition and create corporation.
Yes, I like that. Yes, say that one more time. Yes, I like that.
Competition and create
Hello. Yes, that's what's up. I appreciate.
We all doing the same things. As it says in the Bible, ain't nothing new under the sun.
Hello.
So if we all, so it ain't no reason to hate because ain't nothing new under the sun. And you never see Wendy's beefing with Burger King. They all selling burgers.
They just doing their thing on one side of the street, and they doing their thing on the other. Hello. That's what's up. Right, exactly. Nico, where you at, Nico? Let's bring Nico back up onto the screen. Nico, tell us where you at in Louisiana. That's okay. Tell us where you at in Louisiana completely. I mean, where you at, what parish, what ward, what city, and then tell us one thing you're doing to help your community. Tell us one thing you're doing to help your community to get them excited to vote, if anything at all. Like, what are you doing?
I'm from New Orleans. I'm from downtown. I'm not going to put out there exactly where I live in New Orleans.
Right. Don't drop the pen.
But I'll say, in terms of what I'm doing in my community, I always blend in what's going on currently, socially in my community, in my music or in my poetry. So that's always there. As well as Mayor Cantrell follow me now. She has an Embrace NOLA Culture campaign.
Okay.
She's looking for people that are good with media.
Yes.
Background.
Do you know my homeboy Hollywood?
I know him from the poetry scene.
Yes, from the poetry. And of course, you know Sonny. Of course, you know Sonny. Yeah, of course. Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I know Shakespeare too.
Shakespeare, yes. I was surprised that that Sess and DJ Knodat didn't reach out to Shakespeare. I actually thought I heard his voice during this. Is he? Is he in there?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. I didn't put the show together. I thought I heard his voice in the sound check. I was like, that sound like Shakespeare from 10 years ago. Hey, okay, I'm excited. That's what's up. Okay.
So and then also just shed a light on a lot of issues that disabled veterans go through. I'm a disabled veteran, retired Air Force. So there's a different set of challenges that we go through as Black men in the military, and just making sure that I shed light on my experience from being processed out, the different things you go through the VA,
right,
being denied, how to navigate. So I'm sharing a lot of that in terms of mentoring that next round coming up.
Thank you so much. We appreciate both of you. To vote for these artists, if you are on Facebook, all you got to do is go up to the top and click the link. It's already there for you from the Hip Hop Caucus. If you have any questions about voting at all, you go to the Respect My Vote campaign that's on the Hip Hop Caucus website, and you can figure out anything that you need there, including absentee ballots, when early voting closes in Louisiana on Tuesday, of course, and then how to vote on November 3rd if you want to do the traditional route. So go to menti.com, code number 849143, and you're either going to vote for Team Hip Hop, which is Nico, or Team Hip Hop, which is Jada Hustler, or Team Poetry, which is Nico. So make your votes right now. And while, of course, you're practicing how to vote right now, if you're not registered to vote, take your time to do that tomorrow. Get registered to vote. And guess what? When you register to vote, you can go ahead and vote right then and there. You don't even have to wait. So we're going to be back with round 2 in a second. But right now, we're going to watch a video, Issues That Matter. And this is a video about why this is an issue with Brandy Williams from the Hip Hop Caucus. She's our national organizer. And Megan, I don't want to mess this up. I think it's Megan Romer. I don't know if it's Romer or Romer. She says she's an ordinary person, but doing extraordinary things in Louisiana. So let's watch this video now.
What's up, everybody? This is Brandy Williams, national organizer for the Hip Hop Caucus 2020 Respect My Vote Tour. I'm here today with Megan Romer, and Megan is a writer, educator, organizer, activist, and mom living in Lafayette, Louisiana. Once upon a time, she ran music festivals for a living, but now when she's not freelancing or helping her son with remote school, she's working on hurricane relief, mutual aid, and anti-oppression initiatives with her comrades in DSA, SWLA, building water filtration systems in Cuba with her church, and baking. Welcome, Megan. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to talk to you about the work that you're doing in the community. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, and give us a little bit more about some of the work that you're doing down there in Louisiana.
Sure. So I'm just a regular person. I'm not, I don't have a political training or background, but I have discovered by organizing with other locals in groups, specifically DSA, but I think there are lots of great groups doing work, that you actually can make a difference and make a change. And so what we've been focusing on lately, of course, we are on our second hurricane as of last week. I need a new roof. So that's been my focus for the last couple of days, trying to figure out my house needs a new roof. But we're also in the middle of an election season. We're in the middle of a COVID crisis. We're seeing record levels of unemployment, of evictions. So yeah, there's a lot going on. We do what we can while also taking care of ourselves, which is, that's the hard part for folks on the Gulf Coast. It's, and everywhere really, the hits keep coming and you have to kind of put on your oxygen mask as best you can and help your neighborhood as best you can. So yeah, that's been a lot of what we've been doing.
Can you tell us what DSA SWLA is?
Yes, so DSA is the Democratic Socialists of America. It's the largest leftist organizing group in the country right now. I think we have something like 80,000 members in all states. And our chapter, SWLA, is Southwest Louisiana. So our chapter actually covers an area about the size of the state of Connecticut. So there are two cities, Lafayette and Lake Charles, and then a whole lot of rural area around it and the coast itself. So we've got folks spread out all over, and we organize together to do mutual aid for our community, to agitate for change in policy when there's policy that needs changing. Whatever kind of we have the capacity to do, we try to do it.
Amazing. So you talked a lot about advocating for change in policies. So what are some of the things that the people of Louisiana should be thinking about this election season in terms of key races and also key issues?
Sure. I mean, like everywhere, COVID is on the ballot. We're all dealing with these the ramifications of a pandemic that got out of control unnecessarily. We didn't see it get out of control in other countries the same way. Certainly everywhere had the problem, but some places were able to shut it down. So when you're looking at candidates, who's got a plan? And, for that matter, healthcare in general, who's got a plan? What's the plan? We have a pandemic and huge amounts of the country are not insured, do not have access to healthcare, do not have access, in rural areas. They don't have hospitals. They don't have adequate doctors. There are I think there are 4 counties in Mississippi that don't have a single doctor practicing in them. They're very rural, but it's just because there are only a couple thousand people doesn't mean those people don't deserve a doctor. So, look at your candidates and see who's got a plan to get people. You have a right to be healthy. I mean, I personally believe that healthcare is a right. You have a right to not die in the street. Another thing is that, we are on the front lines here of climate change. And we've got plenty of politicians still who don't believe it's happening. Certainly plenty of kind of political influencers, heavyweight business folks who don't believe it's happening or don't want to believe it's happening or are willing to lie so that they can make, get the bottom line. But that's on the ballot. We're like I just said, second hurricane. My roof is dead now. And there's half a tree on that end of the house. If you drive through downtown Lake Charles, it looks like a war zone. Every house has a blue tarp. Big pile of brush everywhere. I mean, it's windows blown out, everything. We're seeing what happens as the Gulf gets warmer every summer. And it's not going to stop. In Louisiana, we also we have record high cancer rates because of the chemical manufacturing facilities. There are areas, and those, of course, are always built near minority communities. There's an area of Louisiana called Cancer Alley. I mean, that's the nickname for it because the cancer rates are so high. And of course, these huge plants that make things like neoprene and, the powdered chlorine that goes in your swimming pool, They're all built in these historically Black communities. It's as blatant of environmental racism as you could possibly see. So it's right there. It's right in front of us. We know what's happening. So you got to make sure the people in charge are doing something about it. So look at those candidates and see who's got a plan. And then specifically, right to bodily autonomy, right to choice, right to abortion is specifically worded on the ballot in Louisiana this year. There's an amendment that we're voting for or against that would make abortion illegal in our state constitution. It's very tricky the way these ballot initiatives are worded. So definitely look up, there are several good resource guides available that put it in plain language.
Right.
Look at plain language and figure out where you fall.
Are there any key races in the state?
Yeah, so we have a Senate race. For people who aren't from Louisiana, we have an interesting system. Instead of having normal primaries where there's a Democratic primary and a Republican primary, they call it a jungle primary. So everybody runs against each other. And then there's a runoff. If nobody gets more than 50% of the vote, there's a runoff between the top two. It's an interesting system how that works.
Right.
There are also, I think all of our congressional delegation is up because they always are every 2 years. Like any place, the more vulnerable you are, the more is riding on the election. The more important it is that you vote, and the harder they try to take your vote away.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, Megan. Thank you so much for being here, and keep up the great work you're doing down in Louisiana.
Thank you so much for having me, and everybody, thanks for considering. Thanks for coming out to vote.
Yeah, thanks for going to vote. Exactly what she said. Make sure you get out and vote. Go to respectmyvote.com if you have any questions. Respectmyvote.com. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
That was Megan Romer, a person who says that she's an ordinary person doing extraordinary things in Louisiana. And of course, that was Brandy Williams, our national organizer for the Hip Hop Caucus. That was some great information. And DJ Knodat pulled out a few things out of that video that she said that really struck her. One is that to make sure to read the entire ballot very carefully about these issues that Megan Romer and Brandy were discussing so that you vote appropriately. That's really good information. Thank you for bringing that up, Knodat. Thank you for paying attention back there, DJ. Hello, DJ. Also, before we get into the second round, please, everybody get out your phone. If you're watching this now, watching this later, it doesn't even matter when you're watching. If you're watching this 20, 30 million years from now, get out right now. And I want you to text. Respect to 66539. Respect 66539. Text the word respect to 66539. Now, that number at any time, if it's during this show, after the show, if you have anything about the Respect My Vote campaign that you want to express, you say, oh my God, I love Queen Sheba's outfits. They were so amazing every show. She was just popping. Her tattoos is amazing. If you want to say, oh my goodness, DJ Knodat's music was so great. The soundtrack was awesome. It was wonderful. If you want to say, oh, the information that Megan Romer gave out or that Brandy Williams gave out or anybody else that's coming up in these videos, if you want to say something amazing, also we're open to feedback if you have any feedback, but make sure that when you're giving the feedback, you're giving your feedback and also give a suggestion that we can consider while reading your feedback. So you could do that anytime to 66539, and that is for the Respect My Vote campaign powered by the Hip Hop Caucus and Poetry versus Hip Hop. So Louisiana, just so that we're clear, don't forget that your early voting ends on Tuesday. So while you're practicing your voting here during this show, make sure that you get out before early voting polls close on Tuesday in Louisiana and get your vote in. But of course, you can always go on November 3rd before the polls close, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and cast your vote. If you have a voting ballot, an absentee ballot, then make sure that you get that in the mail and stamped by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 3rd to make sure that your vote is counted. I wanted to make sure that I had that right. Okay, cool. So we're on to round 2. Everybody out there in cyberspace, round 2, say round 2. And the artists that are still in the green room, don't forget to vote for yourself. You can vote for yourself. There's so much voting going on. Menti.com, and it is 849-143. I have so many numbers to remember. 849-143, Menti.com. So artists, if you're in the green room, make sure that you vote for yourself. That's so important. Next up, we have Sheree Phillips and Y Luck. Sheree Phillips for Team Poetry, is that right? And Y Luck representing Team Hip Hop. We're going to have them come up. So Team Poetry went first the last time. So this round, Team Hip Hop will go first, and Y Luck is up. Please put your hands together for Poetry versus Hip Hop round 2 in the Respect My Vote voting campaign.
Make sure you unmute your mic, Y Luck. Y Luck.
Don't let them politicians out to lie to you. You better vote and make them politicians ride for you. Man, don't let them politicians lie to you. You better vote and make them politicians ride for you. I say Congress, don't think y'all let.
Oh shit. Looks like Y Luck ain't ready. All right, Y Luck, where you at? Where you at, son? You can't just be leaving us hanging like that. I want to go get some water. Oh, there you go.
I'm still ready.
Hey, boo, hey.
I'm still ready.
You ready? Okay. I went and got some water. I was like, what? What's going on? Okay, all right, cool. So Y Luck is ready. Team Hip Hop. Team Hip Hop. Y Luck is ready. All right, Y Luck, you up. You ready? You look like you're outside. Look like you're moving around.
Yeah, they my I'm gonna turn 70 something. She's 78 and she just had heart surgery and all that kind of stuff. So we was over here.
Oh, okay. Well, blessings to you said your grandmother?
Yeah.
Well, blessings to your grandmother. I hope she remains in great health and gets stronger. We appreciate you being here. I know that's a lot to handle. So we definitely.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you and we can see you. Your video is a little choppy, so if you have a little better reception, that's great. But if not, then.
In the sticks in the country.
Okay, I got you. I appreciate you working it out. What's up with that New York jersey throwback, though? That throwback jersey.
I'm a Mellow fan.
Oh, okay. Okay. Got you. All right, so you're up right now. Don't forget to share this to your social medias and tell your friends to vote for you. We tally all the votes at the end of the show, and then we send a cash app, a little bigger cash app to the winners, and then give an appreciation to everybody. So make sure all your friends, family, and fans are going to Menti.com and going to 849-143 to vote for you. Up right now, we have Y Luck.
All right, so listen, I'm gonna be real quick. If you know me, you know I'm a controversial artist, but I was told I can't do nothing too controversial this time. So I had to go and find the song. So it's one that I just recently did. It's an intro. And if I had to explain anything about voting, it would be like 2020 is like a big piece of shit. So like if you don't feel like you need to vote after 2020, then I don't know what to tell you. So I'm gonna just do this one, and I don't know all the words, so I'm gonna just play it and rap whatever I know, do whatever I know. But here you go. It's called 2020 intro. Y'all just give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear it. Y'all hear it? Y'all hear words? Feel like I was about to make it. Can you hear it? Shit was about to be amazing. Everything just seems so crazy. 2020 got me caged in. Oh, 2020 got me. 2020 got me caged in. This shit was about to be amazing. 2020 got me caged in. Oh, 2020 got me busting my ass because this year was a bunch of bullshit. 2020 shot us up and they used the full clip. From wearing masks, from conversations with my mama, to the drama, to rest in peace to Wakanda and the Black Mama. This ain't a dream or a movie, this shit is real life.
2020 was a bitch, then she'd be real trite. I wish this shit get back to normal, that's what I desire. Except the 6 feet, I want my distance when it ain't required. Some niggas got their money up, some niggas lost some shit. Soon as they said quarantine, knew it would cost some shit. If this shit was the game, it would have an awful glitch. We still gonna be controlled by them controllers. Till like I was about to make it. This shit was about to be amazing. Everything just seems so crazy. 2020 got me crazy. 2020 got me. 2020 got me crazy. She was about to be amazing. 2020 got me crazy. 2020 got me questioning shit that they never thought that they would ask about. Even bullshit that they never gave us the facts about. They put a lot on us all, but I guess that's the test. These crooked cops keep niggas' mamas in these black dresses. Scared to get to December and take that last hit. Can't wait till this get behind us and this be the last shit. The whole world shut down for a couple months, and then Trump gave us $1,200 to wipe our ass with. Lord, forgive me if I feel like I be losing faith. Some niggas survived the streets but still lost their life to a COVID case. It's the worst year we ever had, and that's just evident. Finger to 2020, nigga. Fuck you and your like I was about to make it. It was about to be amazing. Everything just seems so crazy. 2020 got me crazy. 2020 got me. 2020 got me crazy. She was about to be amazing. 2020 got me crazy. 2020 got me.
And that's on my album called 2020, coming out November 20th. It's the intro.
You ain't never lied. Y'all put your hands together for Wild Luck. 2020 is cray cray, but I think everybody, everywhere, all over the place. So relevant and so important to our time right now. So thank you so much for that. We appreciate you, Wild Luck, and blessings to your grandmother and healing and fast recovery. Absolutely, for sure. Thank you. That is Team Hip Hop Wild Luck. Don't forget that you can vote for them at menti.com 849-143. This is the Respect My Vote campaign to get everybody all over the country excited about voting. In Louisiana, don't forget you're on a little bit of a time crunch and you have to get your early voting done by Tuesday. By Tuesday. Not later in the week, by Tuesday. So right now we're going to hear from Team Poetry. Is it Cherie Phillips or Sheree?
Shira.
Shira. Oh, I was all wrong. Oh, Lord. Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that. It's Shira. Shira, like Sheba and Shira.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we look like sisters. That's what's up. Hey, sister. Hi. Hey. Hey. All right. So for Team Poetry, we have Shira Phillips.
America saw fit to use layer of dirt to cover their 400-year-old shame. 400 years of inhumane treatment, 400 years of the degradation of a people. America has tried to throw a bomb, rock, and hide its hand. Has smiled in your face and sold your children to the highest prison, profession, plantation. Has smiled in your face while simultaneously being found not guilty. America has smiled in your face and murdered your mothers and fathers. Smiled in your face, gave you broken dreams to chase while they casually walk out your front door with your life, and all the while America is smiling at you and you smiling at America. And before you know it, America done left with everything that ever meant anything to you: your story, your history, your talents, your dignity, your ideas, your family, your body, your organs, your dreams. See, America saw fit to spread layer of racism and capitalism, dirt, over their 400-year-old skeleton. Well, we shouldn't be surprised when them bones get to stinking, when that decomposing flesh gets to eating past your comfort zone, when those 400-year-old bones come back to collect their debt. See, the scales have been weighed, and America just keep coming up short. Well, there's no better time than now. There's no better place than here. There's no better people than us. The ancestors have been born in our wrath, nurtured in our pain, and that energy is compounded by every life slain. We feel their presence. We say their names. New Orleans, one of the largest slave ports turned highest incarceration rate in the United States, where plantation owners and smiling politicians get rich off the back of blacks. New Orleans, where the spirit of our resilient ancestors reached out past the grave, where we rebelled against oppression for centuries, for decades, where blood be the fuel to our fire and it's about to combust. There will be no consideration for a just adjudication. It is an absolute must. Our army extends further than the eye can see, and they are unwilling to rest, unwilling to settle. So we've got no more time for this dance of diplomacy. You couldn't possibly believe we continue to be this naive. Those lies you tell no longer feed us. Their nourishment has come back empty, and we are hungry, and we are starving for justice.
Hey, Shira. That was awesome. Shira and Sheba. I'm never going to forget that. I'm going to look you up when I come back down there. Shira Phillips. I got it in my brain. So that was Shira Phillips from Team Poetry and Why Luck for Team Hip Hop. Right now, go to menti.com and vote for either Team Hip Hop or Team Poetry. Vote for Shira or for Why Luck or for our first battle. And you have one opportunity to vote. And of course, while you're exercising your right to vote on our show, that is why we're here. That is why the Hip Hop Caucus and Poetry versus Hip Hop came together, held hands, came to a meeting. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this amazing Poetry versus Hip Hop voting edition to make sure that everybody's excited about voting. This is a tough time, you guys. A tough time. Just like Megan said earlier in the video, there are so many things on the table, including, and of course, COVID, unemployment, and who is going to be the next person to be the CEO of our country. So make sure that you are exercising your voice and your right to vote. So vote for these artists right now. Menti.com, code 849143 is scrolling at the bottom of your screen, which also helps me remember. And if you have any problems at all with your voting, then you can go to 866-OUR-VOTE. And that is the Respect My Vote hotline. It's 866-OUR-VOTE, 866-OUR-VOTE, 866 our vote. And if you have any questions about all this information that I'm throwing out to you, you can go to respectmyvote.com and it'll help you understand how and where to get an absentee ballot and when it has to be in your area, how and where your voting polls are, and what time and where your early voting ends. And we're excited to be in Louisiana. I wish we were kind of there right now. I'm sure that the Saints right now are partying. Is that all bounce music you got? Is that your bounce music set? Hey. Hey. Brick for President is an incredible, dope female hip-hop artist from New Orleans, and we had the pleasure of having her in Poetry versus Hip-Hop anniversary show, all-star show up here in Atlanta a few years ago, and she is totally blown up and took off, and so we're excited that our humble budget was able to bring her up a few years ago when we could. And I love watching her on Instagram and her bestie just making it pop, and they inspire me to just go out and get that bag and a wallet to match. Hello, somebody. All right, so it looks like we got another video coming up. Is that right, Jack? Why are they voting and why you should be voting too? That is the next video. It's super important, so listen up. Pay attention. Why are they voting, and which may inspire you why you should vote too.
This year it is important to vote, but not only should we be voting, we should be holding the people that we vote accountable after the election.
Sometimes we think just the presidential election is we vote and then that's it. It's so many other seats, local and the local level, and not just, the national level that is important.
I think it's important that we all vote, especially people of my age from 18 to 20 range. Us being adults, we will be affected in the future by whoever's elected in the office, whoever you vote for personally. That is up to you. But at the end of the day, whoever you vote for impacts you based off taxes, your job, your future, your family, your kids. All that is important for you. That's why you should vote, and go vote.
I voted for those less fortunate than I, those people whose voices aren't heard, whose cries are not answered, whose lives do matter.
So we must nurture and protect this needed black and brown talent. And one of the things we have to do to protect it is to vote.
We can go out there, like us being younger and getting people out there to vote is big.
I voted because I want America to return to be the land of opportunity for everyone, not just for some.
Thank you so much to the Respect My Vote voting campaign for allowing me this opportunity to partner with you all and, just be myself. And that's just so important. Again, my name is Queen Sheba. I'm a poet and spoken word artist. If you are just now meeting me, and right behind me is my partner, DJ Knodat, and co-founder of Poetry versus Hip Hop as well. And the Hip Hop Caucus that is based out of... What did I say? What was funny? I said something? Oh. What's so funny? Don't be happy back there. Stop laughing. And the Hip Hop Caucus is out of D.C. And I think I heard them say they got an office in LA. I might be making that up, but if not, if you don't have an office in LA, then I just spoken to existence for you. But I believe I heard that somewhere, and I know that some of the people are in Charlotte too. So thank you so much, Hip Hop Caucus, for partnering with us for the Respect My Vote voting campaign. I want to amend something. Amend, y'all like how I use that word? Amend, not correct, Amend. I want to amend something I said because I was over here reading my notes because I wanted to make sure to give out all the correct information that the Hip Hop Caucus so kindly provided in advance. So I'm like right and wrong at the same time. Can you be right and wrong at the same time?
No. That's called ego.
All right. So I want to amend something I said. So because each state is different, Louisiana, you have until 4:30 p.m. your time on November 2nd to get your, thank you, come on, voting information for Louisiana. Thank you so much, Jack. Thank you. Early voting ends, but what I wanted to amend, I said 5:30 p.m. on November 3rd. That's actually for us here in Georgia, but don't worry about that. So Louisiana, 4:30 p.m. November 2nd is when you have to have your absentee ballot in and stamped by the post office. So don't drop it in like your mailbox outside your house on November 2nd. If you need to walk it to your post office and make sure they stamp it before 4:30 p.m., if it is stamped by 4:31 p.m. on November 2nd, your vote will not count and your vote is your voice. So I wanted to amend that. I got confused. There's a lot of states happening right now, a lot of information. We have a different time than you do. I won't even mention our time again so you don't get confused. Today, we are streaming for Louisiana, so make sure that you share this with all your Louisiana friends. Early voting ends Tuesday. That was right. That's correct. This Tuesday, the 27th. It ends in 2 days, and your absentee ballot has to be in the mail by 4:30 p.m. on November 2nd. Then, of course, if you want to go and stand in line on November 3rd and vote the traditional way, you're more than welcome to do that. And on your screen right there at www.voterportal.sos.la.gov/home/voter login. But don't even worry about all that. All you got to do is go to respectmyvote.com, and all that information is there for you. So if you're watching on your smartphone, just click over, go to respectmyvote.com, and that information will be there. Okay, so we are already at our final round. This goes by so fast with these 3 rounds because of the Poetry vs. Hip Hop show that's live. We got like 3 openers and 5 rounds and a giveaway and all this other fun stuff that happens. And so this is nice. This is refreshing. We can still enjoy our Sunday and go get lemonade in the South since we're in the South and mist or whatever we do. Okay. All right. So don't forget you can go to menti.com and vote for your favorite artist, 849-143. We are on our final round. And our final round, I thought I heard his voice. And the reason I keep saying I thought I heard his voice, because y'all don't think I'm a stalker. And I haven't seen this brother in more than 10 years. Shelton Alexander, who I guess doesn't go by Shakespeare anymore, which is fine. Understand everybody's going through evolution and changes and stuff, is on my album. And I was like, he's on my album called Get Familiar. And I was like, so I've heard it 50,000 times in a row. And I was like, boy, that voice sounds familiar during sound check. And hello, look at the gods. They put him in. Well, so how are you doing, Shelton? You're muted.
I miss you, Queen, all the time. You already know.
Man, it's so good to see you. And man, you got a distinct voice, brother. I haven't been to New Orleans that often. I was just there maybe a few months ago. I was running a half marathon or something, and you know, your people did right by me, had me at the Ashe Center and everything. That's such a beautiful place, you know. Yes. And so I missed y'all. I miss you. I miss Asali. I don't get to see, you know, Sunny anymore. She moved back. You know, she's doing the golden mic down there. So, man, I just want to hug you, like cyber hug you. It's so good to see you. Look, when y'all like us and been doing poetry around the globe, literally for 18, 19 years, you get to know a lot of people. And Shakespeare was on one of my earlier albums as a poet. And I love it. It's one of my favorite songs. It's called Somewhere in the Darkness. Yes, I'm plugging it. Somewhere in the Darkness.
Somewhere in the Darkness.
So, come on, Somewhere in the Darkness. Yeah, that's what's up on Domino Effect. So yeah, you can check that out on iTunes. You know, give us a couple spins or whatever. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. So you in round 3. So I'm glad you're here. And who went first the last time? Hip hop went first the last time. So you actually up. So you're actually up, and I've already said so many things about you. Is there anything else you want people to know before you start your poem?
Yeah, just right quick. Yeah, I'm just so proud of like Shira and Nico and you know, the other 2 artists that did their thing, Jay Hustle and Wild Luck. You know what I mean? Like, we all from New Orleans. We all got a story to tell. Like, you know, I've been hosting a poetry show for 16 years.
Yes.
I'm actually in H-Town right now, you know what I mean? But like, through the Get Back, it's been a year so far. I've been loving it out here so far. But I miss my city. I miss my people. I represent overall. And I'm going to say, look, I ain't just from like one area or another. I live in V-Town, like for the most part. I didn't be in Houston, but like I'm from uptown. I'm from downtown. I'm from Mid-City. I'm from the lower Ninth Ward. Like I lived all over New Orleans. So it's kind of like one of those things where like, I know my story resonate and reflect all across the city. So, but the thing is, we might call this a versus, but we not versus each other. We all together on this. And I'm just glad to be a part of it. Just glad to, you know, kind of like be a part of this, get out to vote, because this is a really, really crucial time for us right now.
Yes, absolutely
like,
crucial.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, we're not paying attention to the judges, you know, the Supreme Court, all of this other stuff. And
yes.
Like, we sleeping on so many things. So it's so crucial, man. If you don't think your life depends on it, then
it does.
Now, like, you'll get to see sooner or later, real talk.
That's what's up. Well, Shelton Alexander, as I have formerly known you as Shakespeare. So welcome to Poetry versus Hip Hop Virtual, brought to you by the Respect My Vote campaign.
For sure. Power to the people. Get up, get out, go vote. Your president incites riots and violence, raise bait in his base so easily provoked. All he has to do is tell his followers to kill. He has the power, is murdered, he wrote. Clan-like rally reminds me of images and photos of auction blocks where my people were sold. These are the sons and daughters and grandkids. Vicky calls them race soldiers. They're heartless and cold. I see images and photos of white families attending lynchings like picnics to see the Negroes, mounted on horses, hanging from trees on crosses, mutilated corpses burned and bodies filled with bullet holes. Nooses tightly wrapped around their throats, bloodthirsty cannibals feast on innocent black souls. I see images and photos of my heroes like Dr. King and John Lewis marching hand in hand, step by step, God's people, all colors, shapes, and creeds. I see them lock arms, joined by the hip, protesting for equal rights and equality. They did it with grace. It was loud. It was peacefully. It's going to take all of us as decent human beings to have decency, show humility, be heroes. We can save our own democracy. Finally, Take out the old ghosts of Willie Lynch and his old friend Jim Crow. If you didn't notice, I changed up the rhyme scheme. I felt it, so I just went with the flow. Y'all know how they go. And no, we didn't forget this isn't your land. Really, the bullshit is getting quite old. From this land of my native roots and my West African heritage, the pilgrims they stole. Some Caucasians like to say blacks are lazy. That's crazy. They're mad. We just not picking the cotton they trying to grow. How you like that jambalaya and bowl of Dumbo? They're salty as hell, so I keep a bottle of Tabasco. Whenever he meets with the Russian Trumps, doesn't let anyone take notes. Take notes. Gerrymandering and purging voters. USPS holding up the votes. 2 days before election, a miracle antidote. Tuskegee experiment. Tell him I say no. I can't go for that. Oh no, no can do I hauling notes. Outrageous. Babies locked in cages. They only came here looking for hope. Treating human beings like animals and criminals is not the way to go. As father and small daughter bodies float, Trump play golf, feel more like go. Mr. Cheeto can go back to where he came from. I know he has a yacht cruise, ship and a boat. We can have a big ticker tape parade, caravans, marching bands, and floats. We no longer have to wonder what they're about to do. And we already know it's already set up to rig and steal this election, pass it over to the Supreme Court, cancel black votes. RBG died, now conservative 6-3. We thought at least it would be 5-4. John Roberts could be the swing vote. We cannot let them pull off another 2000, y'all. When the courts gave the presidency to Bush over Al Gore, he is so bold, he told us what he's about to do. His people are in place. We watched them do it before. Republicans are calling for a civil war if Trump loses. But if they steal this election, civil unrest will be the underscore. So power to the people.
Hey.
Get out. Vote, vote. Yeah.
Power to the people. Yes. And it's in the Respect My Vote campaign logo. I love that. So that's perfect. Thank you so much, Shelton Alexander, representing for Team Poetry. Our final hit artist tonight performing for the Hip Hop Caucus and Poetry versus Hip Hop, Respect My Vote, virtual Get Out and Vote campaign is Cess45. And even though I have not met Cess45 personally yet, him and DJ Knodat are the ones that help put all these artists together. So it's been an excellent show. Y'all did a great job. I appreciate that. So let's see what you got for representing Team Hip Hop, Cess45.
Cess45 in the building, and once again I want to shout out Poetry versus Hip Hop and Hip Hop Caucus for doing an amazing job, representing. So Louisiana is real important, and they got a bunch of elections that we want to make sure that we vote and affect those changes in these seats. So I'm Cess45 from New Orleans, and also again I want to salute everybody who from the poetry side and the hip hop side who supported me and DJ Knodat in this effort. And I'm gonna get straight to it. So get yourself to the polls, then come talk to me. I get Tony Hawk money. Skate around the school and then go park 20s. Hate on me and I'm a spark 20. Don't get smart, dummy. Start running, man. You know how fast it get dark, sonny. I'm walking danger. Use an angel. Man, that gangster shit ain't you. Be a good boy, man. Don't tell me what you can't do. If we go toe to toe, I cut your ankles. I'm a heavyweight. It's like I told an anchor, I sank you. To stank you, my Nina Ross will sing outside the singer. I let freedom ring right out my banger till you thank her. We'll get some change up on your brains. They'll get anxious. They'll find your remains at a banquet. Bones be ancient. I scratch you, little chicken pot. I'm KFC, you chicken bot. Your girl say I got a finger licking cock. Where they say they folding in two, I fold them in two. Says those you poo, but Ginger Slim, look, I got rims older than you. My Tim's Olympic blue. Don't mean mug me, tell me you love me. Before the heat'll make you lose weight faster than Subway. We came up in the project, it was just me and my cousins. We was watching out for all the hustlers, then none of us wasn't. What we seen, don't discuss it. From your memory dusted, but the picture painted in my mind like Picasso brushed it. With no worries and no troubles, but I still can't flush it. Not knowing that one day in the future I was gonna touch it. We all just one big happy family and we love it. the ghetto until the police come through and disrupt it. One of the cops will say he's seen it all, but we know he ain't such shit. And everybody will say it wasn't him, but they'll say hush it. And it's every day around the world, the hate of something, destroy another black home, now a single parent struggling. They lie, they don't protect and serve. That's why we don't trust them. You don't see them riding around a white neighborhood, see some kids and cuff them. It's called racial profiling, and it's time for justice because the long arm of the law, strong arm in the public, our environment, scrap. The life is much shorter for a person who black, and for a young black male, is even shorter than that. And I'm a young black male who fall up in the trap of the stereotype that I gotta be selling crack or walking around with a gat, waiting to jack, convicted guilty before you ever got all the facts. Over the years, I've been subjected to a lot of racial attacks, like the sabotage of the Black Panthers, just ask Geronimo Pratt. 400 years of hard labor you can't get back. And Uncle Sam always got his hands out calling you for combat. America showing their true colors, how they want the world to react. Get out and vote. Let's go. SAS 45, you heard me, New Orleans. We in this thing.
In the liquor closet. What's up with that liquor closet?
I own a business out here. I got Club 7140. So if y'all ever travel to New Orleans, come to my club. It's 7140 Diamond Road. And my record store, nothing but fire.
Come on, black business. Hello.
Black business. And it's my clothing line. Hustle.
Stand up a little bit so I can see it. Stand up a little bit so we can see it.
Let's make sure.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Hustle guy. Oh, yes.
We just won today, so I got my Saints colors on.
Oh, yeah. I need that.
Oh, yeah. Just hit me in the DM. SAS45 on Instagram. Hit me in the DM. I ship. And
I ship. You better ship. I ship.
Thank you, Knodat.
So Knodat also said that you were so excited about Poetry versus Hip Hop, about the Respect My Vote campaign, that you had an actual venue for today. That there was a little, glitch in the communication, but I'm excited that you were excited that the Respect My Vote campaign between Poetry versus Hip Hop and Hip Hop Caucus was coming to New Orleans. That's what you thought initially, right?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a physical in-person.
That's what's up.
Even though like COVID going on, like I'm an in-person guy. Like in New Orleans, just the South period. We move in person is love, is daps and hugs, and that's just the element in the ever Southern hospitality. That's what we offer, and so I thought it was gonna be in person. So
well, we know who to come to when we come back to New Orleans, because we definitely want to do that show again. And you work for Hip Hop Caucus, or with. I like to say with, not for. I don't work for nobody. Hello, boo. You work with the Hip Hop Caucus. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm on the leadership committee. I've been with Hip Hop Caucus.
You better leadership.
I'm the New Orleans LC. Hip Hop Caucus is all over the world, and we've been doing a lot of stuff. And it started from Hip Hop Caucus coming to New Orleans with the Vote or Die campaign. I think it was in like maybe 2004.
Yes.
Something like. And me and Reverend Yearwood from Hip Hop Caucus, ever since the first Katrina, anniversary, they've been supporting what I do. I do the annual Katrina March. We've been doing it for 15 years. And Hip Hop Caucus, they've been a part of it every year. And like I said, we've been joined at the hip, and I hold it down for New Orleans for Hip Hop.
That's what's up. Well, we definitely appreciate you taking your time to organize what you thought was going to be a live show and then quickly pivoting to a virtual show. So that definitely shows your leadership skills, and the Hip Hop Caucus definitely has somebody great on their team. So we appreciate you being here. We still gotta vote. I know you put all these artists together, but we still gotta vote. So between Shelton and Alexander and SAS 45, make sure that you go to menti.com 849143 and cast your vote for all of the artists, either Team Poetry or Team Hip Hop. And we're gonna show one more video. I think, is that right? We're gonna show one more video B4, thank you so much for the thumbs up. So we're going to show one more video while we're tallying up all those votes. But before we do, Jack, before we do that, let's go over some key points again, Louisiana. One, don't forget to vote for the artists that were here on the Respect My Vote, Get Out and Vote campaign between the Hip Hop Caucus and Poetry versus Hip Hop. And we're going to send them a little honorarium for those who won and a little bit less for those who just participated. And then don't forget to follow Hip Hop Caucus on all social media channels. And while you're at it, follow Poetry versus Hip Hop on all social media channels, because just in case you were hanging out this Sunday afternoon and missed this show or the Respect My Vote campaign that we just did for Georgia and for North Carolina, you can go back and watch those too. Coming up on Tuesday, we have another one of my home states, 2 Up, 2 Down. We have Virginia. And then on Wednesday, we have Florida. And then on Thursday ends the Respect My Vote partnership for the Get Out and Vote campaign, because voting time is here. So Thursday will be our last show, and that will be for Michigan. And hopefully my homegirl T Miller will be tuning in or jumping in on that show too. She's incredible. So just those key points real quick. Today we are streaming live for Louisiana. Looks like the Saints won today. Today is Sunday, October 25th. Go Saints. And make sure that you text respect to, let me get that number for you, 66539, 66539, with any feedback that you have. If you have great feedback about this show, about the Respect My Vote campaign, etc., and all the information that you need to know about voting Louisiana. Your early vote ends on Tuesday, and make sure that you get your ballot in and stamped by the post office 4:30 p.m. by November 2nd. But of course, you can always stand in line on November 3rd for traditional voting. So let's watch this video, and we'll be back with our tally for all of the artists and see who won Poetry versus Hip Hop Virtual Louisiana.
This video will demonstrate how to properly fill out an absentee ballot in Louisiana. This is how your ballot will arrive. It will say Official Election Mail at the top and will be from your parish registrar of voters. Inside, you will find your return envelope, your ballot affidavit envelope, instructions on how to vote absentee by mail, and your official absentee ballot. The instructions for absentee voting by mail provide step-by-step instructions for how to cast your vote. Please read over the instructions before you mark your ballot and before you fill out the affidavit flap. When marking your ballot, make sure to use a blue or black ballpoint pen or a lead pencil. Make sure that the bubble is filled in completely. Do not use check marks or X's. The number of choices you're allowed to vote for each office is listed directly under the office title. For example, vote for 1. For some offices, multiple candidates may be selected. You do not have to vote for the maximum number of candidates for your vote to count. For example, if the race for alderman is a vote for 3, you can vote for 1, 2, or 3 candidates. Some ballots may have races on the back side of the page, and some ballots will be on 2 or 3 pages. After you fill out your ballot, place it in the ballot affidavit envelope and seal it. Next, you must completely fill out the affidavit flap. In Section 1, you must write in the date of election. Next, provide your full name, parish, residential address, and ward and precinct. You can find your ward and precinct information on both the envelope you received your ballot in, as well as on the return envelope. Your parish registrar of voters may have placed a label on the affidavit flap with your name and address already provided. In that case, you will not need to print your name, address, or ward and precinct, but you will need to complete the rest of the affidavit flap. Don't forget to provide your mother's maiden name. In Section 2, you will need to sign your affidavit flap in the presence of a witness. Anyone can serve as your witness. Sign the affidavit flap in the box labeled Voter's Signature or Mark and print your name below your signature. Finally, your witness must also sign the affidavit flap in the box labeled Witness's Signature, and they must print their name below their signature. Section 3 is completed only if you are entitled to and received assistance in voting your absentee ballot. If you received assistance, the person who assisted you must sign, print their name, and describe their relationship to you. If you did not receive assistance, leave Section 3 blank. Do not tear off the affidavit flap. It must be attached to the ballot envelope when it is returned to your parish registrar of voters. Place your ballot affidavit envelope into the return envelope. The return envelope will have a pre-printed label with your name, address, ward and precinct number, and voter registration number on it. Make sure you seal the return envelope. You can return your ballot by mail, but don't forget to put postage on the return envelope before you place it in the mail. You can also return your ballot in person by hand delivering the envelope to your parish registrar of voters. If you have questions, please refer to the instructions included in your ballot. Call 1-800-883-2805 or contact your parish registrar of voters. If you provide false information on your affidavit flap, you may be subject to a fine of not more than $2,000 or imprisonment for not more than 2 years, or both, for knowingly making false statements.
And when they remember this moment, after 2020 TikToks into the history books, after ballots are archived in file cabinets and hard drives, when COVID becomes a tall tale handed down from generation to generation, they will ask what we did. We'll question whether we were muted by fear or amplified by the speaker boxes in our chest. If the turntables in our tongues scratched the surface and threaded the needle to our future, or if we chopped and screwed ourselves into believing we couldn't even make a difference. We will tell them that this is the year that changed everything. How we took ownership of our autonomy, how we auto-tuned our activism so the world could hear us more clearly. We will tell them how the ballot was stronger than the bullet, how our voice was more powerful than any assault rifle, how it pierced through an entire nation without harming anyone, but impacting everyone. We will tell them that registering was the most hip-hop act of all, how it defies the narrative, whether in person or absentee. As long as we are not absent by living in silence, we will tell them that voting is our right, our duty, our responsibility, that should always be respected, and it will work for us as long as we put in the work ourselves. We will tell them that the time was hourglass and clock face reminders that every second and every vote matters. We will tell them that our vote mattered.
Hey! That was up. My stuff is upside down. That was a video by poet Iambic. So if you're out there, click the hearts, click the hearts, click the hearts, click the hearts. Share, 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 share. Couple things before we just finally close out the show. We're going to find out who won each battle, and I'm really super excited. Again, my name is Queen Sheba, poet, DJ, bathroom concert singer, and comedian and co-founder of Poetry vs. Hip Hop. And behind me is my partner and co-founder of Poetry vs. Hip Hop, DJ Knodat. She has DJ'd in Germany, South Africa, and all over the United States. And I want to give a shout out to Hip Hop Caucus, to Cesar, I hope I'm saying that correctly, to Brandy Williams, the national organizer for the Hip Hop Caucus, and to Nikisa, our point of contact, and to Jarrell, who is in charge of graphics and a bunch of background technical stuff. And of course, I do not want to forget where we are. We are streaming live from Atlanta, Georgia, from Status Network, Black-owned TV production studio. Thank you so much to Jack and Net, who are running things behind the scenes to bring you this amazing production. So thank you to everyone that put their hands in this to make this work. And of course, all of the artists on all of the shows. We are concluding today. This is our third virtual Respect My Vote campaign powered by Hip Hop Caucus and Poetry vs. Hip Hop. So make sure that you are following Hip Hop Caucus. If you want to see a replay of the video, want to see the next 3 coming videos, if you missed the last 2 videos, then you can play them all and see our smiling faces all over again. So, all right, here we go. Here we go. Round one. We had the poet, which was Nico, and the MC, which is Jay the Hustler. Who won? Jay the Hustler. Oh, they were homies too. That's cool. That's so cool. They were homies. Round two. Shira Phillips for Team Poetry. And Why Luck, who won? Hey, Shira Phillips wins. Shira Phillips' Cash App will be a little bit bigger than Y Lux. And for our final round, my old friend Shelton Alexander, and then our organizer for the artists for this show, Cess45, along with DJ Knodat, of course. Cess45 for Team Hip Hop. Who won? So wait, Team Hip Hop wins. Team Hip Hop wins 2 in a row. Uh-oh, Team Poetry, we tripping. Team Hip Hop wins. They won for Georgia and they won for Louisiana, virtually for the Respect My Vote tour. Team Poetry swept it in the beginning for the North Carolina virtual Respect My Vote, Get Out and Vote virtual show. But Team Hip Hop is winning right now, 2-1.
Shout out to Team Hip Hop. Team Hip Hop was waking up. I appreciate that. They usually don't hold their own on the road, but shout out to Team Hip Hop for real.
Come on, poets, what are we doing?
Cess45, what up?
What up?
On my text button for the vote, you know, it worked. It worked real good.
Voting matters. Exercise your right to vote.
Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for watching. Louisiana, please make sure that you know that your early voting ends on Tuesday, and you have to have your absentee ballot in by November 2nd by 4:30 p.m. your time. And of course, you can always go out and vote on November 3rd. If you have any issues voting whatsoever, please go to 866-OUR-VOTE, and that is the voter protection hotline. And if you need anything at all, you missed all that information, go to respectmyvote.com, and it's all going to be there for you, including where to vote and how to get an absentee ballot. My name is Queen Sheba. Peace out.
Good hearing from y'all, man. I'm about to find out, bro. Jay, that was good shit, homie.